This week, London faces the spectre of more tube strikes as the RMT, TSSA and Unite plan to walk out for 24 hours on the 25th and 27th of August. Their dispute is related to the night tube and pay and work conditions. IBTimes has heard from sources both from the London Underground and the tube unions that talks have turned positive, and Mitigation Service ACAS and other people have described the negotiations as constructive. However, RMT reps met yesterday in a mass meeting. It seems they have reported that they have made some progress. However, the industrial action is still on. Meanwhile, the RMT has attacked ASLEF for not calling strike action. IBTimes UK reported that an RMT newsletter bashed the tube drivers union for not sticking together and alleged that top brass had, and I quote, reneged on the agreement to strike and called off action without discussing it with other unions. But Mick William, the General Secretary of ASLEF, told IBTimes UK, "We are still in dispute with London Underground, but we are at talks today and, dependent on the outcome, will decide what action we may or may not take." Talks are planned among all the tube unions and underground bosses and Mitigation Service ACAS today and tomorrow. The night tube target start date of 12th of September is subsequently under threat, but London Underground have said they are still operationally ready. Elsewhere, David Blunkett is the latest Labour grandee to attack Jeremy Corbyn after David Miliband, Gordon Brown and Tony Blair have all attacked the socialist firebrand, as the frontrunner looks like he's going to become Ed Miliband's successor. Blunkett, a former Home Secretary, said he embraced radicalism at the top of his party but wanted Labour to win at the 2020 general election. Blunkett told BBC Radio 4's Today programme, and I quote, "I want someone who can be radical, can have a very clear vision of where Britain will be in 5 years' time, and, above all, can actually do something about winning." End quote. However, the intervention could risk boosting Corbyn's campaign. A revised YouGov poll, for instance, has put him 37 points ahead of Andy Burnham, and therefore set to be announced as Ed Miliband's successor on 12th of September at a special conference. And finally, some very, very important public interest news for you. David Cameron has been caught munching on Pringles as he returned home on an EasyJet flight from his holiday in Portugal. The Tory leader was apparently videoed by Ashley, a 16-year-old who was travelling alongside her boyfriend on the same flight as Cameron. The video went viral after Ashley posted it on social media site Twitter. With the House of Commons in recess until the 7th of September, Westminster watchers quickly devoured the news. EasyJet told IBTimes that the budget airline does not comment on individual passengers, but a spokesperson from Pringles, which is owned by Kellogg's, welcomed the news. They said, "Today we've had a ringing endorsement from One Direction's Louis Tomlinson and Prime Minister David Cameron. From pop stars to politicians, no one can resist a good Pringle when they're peckish." That's all for this week. For more Westminster gossip and political news, be sure to check out IBTimes.co.uk/politics.